guys, we got this. Let's go. Good and wide trip sweep. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Great. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy OneGreatUser with my first tip video on HuddleGG's YouTube. In this video, I will be going over what each zone does. Not zone drops or zone depth, but what each particular zone does. And when you should use it. But before we get into that, you know, I also have my own YouTube channel. I appreciate if you guys check it out when you get a chance. Like, subscribe, share. And also, who knows, man, if today's Friday and you're just checking it like right before 2 o'clock, I'm probably live right now. So once you finish this video, check me out on Twitch. But if not, hey, go over to the YouTube channel and you can get more content there. All right, we're going to start out with the Tampa 2 out of nickel 3-3-5 wide. Pick a simple defense, simple offense. We're going to go with flood. Tampa 2. All right, Tampa 2, we'll start from the outside going in. Cloud flat. Cloud flat, this is going to be the zone that plays the closest to the sideline. Depending on your zone drops, it can play anywhere from 0 to 30. That's on your adjustments. Default, if you leave it on default, most of the time they're going to play about to right here. All depends on the route combination that is put in front of the cloud flat. The cloud flat is the zone that plays the closest to the sideline. Moving on to the middle linebacker, the outside linebacker. The outside linebacker will be in a vert. The vert is a very good zone. If you're blitzing, mixing it up, the vert can sit on a lot of hooks. And all depends on your zone drops this year, which is a great feature that was added to Madden. The zone drops is the same thing with the yellows, and it controls all the yellows, all the hook zones, from mid-read to verts to even a 3-reg. So when you put on your zone drops, you know that they're going to do whatever you set your zone depth to. So if you set the vert hook to a 5, that's where they're going to play. 10, that's where they're going to play. And the vert hooks play from right here to right here. They're the zone that plays in that soft area in the field that most people leave open. The vert hook is very nice when you're mixing the D up and you really know what your opponent is going to run. They play in that soft area that most people leave open when they do motion slants or something like flood, which we have out here. Moving on to the safety. This safety is in a deep half. This deep half, they're going to cover everything from outside of this hash closest to the sideline. Now, if they hit you with something like a fade or a clear out on the sideline, it's a good possibility that the deep half is going to get cooked. But the deep half is one of the best, safest zones back that you can use to make sure you don't get bombed. Moving to the middle linebacker. He is in the mid-read. Now, a mid-read can turn into man. If you have your zone drops on, it won't. But then remember, if you have your zone drops on, he's only going to go to 30 and stop. So the weakness in this defense is right here in the middle of the field. So you want to make sure that you cover that. You may want to change your middle linebacker to a deep third. A deep third will go as farthest back and make sure nothing gets behind it. If something does get behind it, they either put a route in front of it to pull it down, or your player just doesn't have the speed to keep up with the post or streak that was put on in that area, ran on your middle linebacker. So, like I said, the mid-read is going to play right here. If you leave him at default, he's going to play around right here, and he's going to jump any route that comes in front of him. Same thing, vert on the other side. Same thing with the cloud flat. And as you will see, with the cloud flat, we're going to run this play flood. You'll see how these zones react.
72.
As you see, we have to take the check down right here, because the vert covered the flood. The vert covered the flood because you can't throw that out route. That's too tight of a window. And here's the vert covering this soft spot, and here's the mid read who's going to try to cover this spot right here. By that time, I believe I was already getting rid of the ball. As you see, that's a tough throw. If you throw that, because this mid read right there, that's going to be an interception. So those are the zones in the cover 2 and what they do. All right, guys, here we go. I'm about to show you the cover 3 zones and what they do. And I'm going to run double post out a bunch offset first that so y'all can get a good look at that.
Wait, set. Wait, 20.
All right. In cover 3 is a standard defense that most people use when they just run cover 3 stock and say, hey, man, cover 3 has the most coverage out here. And cover 3, it really does have the most coverage. There's no really other way around it. All right, but on the outside, instead of your cornerback being in a cloud flat like what he was in cover 2, he's going to be in the outside third. And his job is to run straight back and make sure don't nothing get behind him. He's going to play outside the numbers, and that's his job, to play really and run straight back deep. You have this linebacker right here. He's going to be in the hook curl. A hook curl is going to be playing close to a vert hook, but it's not going to swing that far out there as a vert hook can. A vert hook really, sometimes a vert hook can really stretch all the way out here to right there. A hook curl, depending on who your guy is, he can pretty much play good. He can pretty much play like a vert hook, but it all depends on his awareness and his zone. You know, some of these guys have 99 zone now on full mutt, so they can get pretty wild in those yellows. And that's what the hook curl is doing in the cover 3. It's going to be playing from right here to right here. And like I said, depending on their zones, they can really stretch out pretty far on you. Your purples, your safety is going to be in a curl flat. A curl flat plays just like a cloud flat, but it's almost like 2 or 3 baby steps in. So a curl flat, instead of it being all the way on the sideline like a cloud, it's going to be not much, like 1 or 2 steps in. It's not a major difference between a purple and a blue. It's just really how fast they get out there in that 1 or 2 steps. Really, most defenders, most players use purples because purples are the quickest adjustments that you can make when it comes to setting up a defense instead of trying to go to a cloud, because you can't put anyone in a cloud flat automatically. You have to put them in a hard flat and then shade up. If you want to know what shade up is over the top. When you press right stick, you'll see over the top coverage adjustments. That's what I mean by shade up. So that's why most people put their defenders in purples, because you can't just automatically put them in a cloud flat unless they're a cornerback on the outside. And you know, when you do a cornerback on the outside, you got to be real adjusty and making sure you have coverage behind it so you don't give up a bomb just in case your pressure does not get there. And then you're going to have this safety. He's going to be in a deep third. A deep third is going to cover everything down the middle of the field. Now, this safety being over here, depending on what side of the hash you're on, and you can manipulate the deep thirds in cover 3. And cover 3, the hardest thing to cover is the seam, as you can see where those big open spaces are. But this is what Savage's job is, to cover the deep third. And it's the same thing on the other side, the purple and the outside third. Now, I'm going to run this play right here so to show you what the hook curls do and the purple and their job, basically. Now, double post is a cover 3 beater, because this route, it just whoops cover 3. And you'll see the difference. This is all you really have to do when you run double post. And I ran this because I want to show you how the zones open up. Now, that was deep third, cover 3, ran everything they're supposed to do out of cover 3, and this is one reason why everyone runs Carolina. As you see, the deep third went straight back and played deep. It made sure no one got behind him. But unfortunately, double post out of Carolina, this route is going to come up just short enough where you can throw a Willie Beam in. So, I'm showing you these zones so you know what you're giving up. Yes, hey, you can't get mad if a guy, he dots you over the middle right in front of your face. But hey, you didn't give up the bomb. And that's what you're trying to do when you run that deep third. Now, over here, we had the purples. The purple, as you see, is covering this C route. But look, the flat was open. And that drag, a smart player is going to take that drag because the flat is open. And so That's why you have a lot of guys using the Mabel look and other coverages like that. And the hooks did what they were supposed to do. They played in the middle, like I told you, depending on see how this hook came up, and he said, okay, let me cover him a little bit, and make you almost think, hey man, what is he in? What is he in? And he covered him for a split second. Hey, that's not my job. Let me get back in my area. And he's just kind of hopping from anyone that goes into his area in the hook. And as you see the deep third over here, played back deep, and your curl flat once again the safety. He came and sat right here, like I told you. He doesn't play as far out to the sideline like a cloud would. But either way, as you see, the flats are not covered. So that's why you have a lot of people running the Mabel look. All right, guys, the next zone is pretty much a standard zone that a lot of people love to run when they drop coverage. And it's cover 4 drop zone 2. There's a lot of different cover 4s, but cover 4 drop zone 2 is the only one that does not matches. I think you can find it also in like $1, because if you go with any other formation where you see light purples, those seam flats, those zones will match. Like I said, we're not going to be going over match defenses, just going over the standard defenses today. And that's where we're going with cover 4 drop show 2 out of 3-4 odd. And I'm just going to pick flood on that too. Cover 4 drop is another good coverage zone defense. You might see a lot of people base aligning and blitzing out of this defense because they like automatically the holes that are in this defense are very minimum. You have to be disciplined to take the flat when you see a cover 4 zone drop. So the curl flat is playing the same thing. Only real difference between the cover 3 and the cover 4 is these two safeties. These two safeties are in inside quarters. So therefore the seam isn't open. But it's a little spot in this window right here in the middle. Now it's a very tight window, but if you could throw some lasers Willie beaming, I've seen it fit in there, and it is an opening. And you will see the difference. And that's the main difference between cover 3 and cover 4. And in this difference, you'll see we, instead of having 4 down linemen rushing, like in that cover 3, we had 3 down linemen rushing. And so this is what you see the big difference in the cover 4 and the cover 3. And what the inside quarter plays, it plays right here on the outside of the seam, really on that seam, like it plays like this area right here, going back, right there, that box. And like I said, it's a good coverage D. But as you can see, there will be some holes in this defense, and the hook curls are going to play the same way that the hook curls and the curl flats are going to play the same exact way as in cover 3. This is the big difference between cover 4, the two safeties. And cover 3, our safety was running a curl flat, running over there, as you see. And cover 4, he's not. So we're going to run flood real quick just to show you the big difference in those safeties. As always, the flats are going to be open right here, and you'll see what the difference is in that coverage. As you can see, those two guys pretty much, and like I said, this is going to be the window that you're going to have in the cover 4 that you have to worry about. And the hook curls play what they normally play. Curl flat plays what it normally plays before. Like I told you, it's going to be a little bit short of the sideline, and the flats are going to be open. That's why you need to mix in the Mabel look. But before I end this video, I wanted to make sure I showed y'all what the Mabel look is. I know pretty much y'all guys already know and seen it before. I just want to make sure you know what the Mabel look is. Here's cover 3, and what a Mabel look is, like you see how on most defenses they got 4 down linemen rushing. You would take somebody like this linebacker that's on the outside, and you would put him in a hard flat. A hard flat, that's what they call a Mabel. 2 flats and a blue flat. I mean, I call them purples, blues. You know, other people say hard flat, curl flat, or cloud flat. I say purples and blues. I'm just a simple, easy color man. And so that is the Mabel look. And you can do that with anybody, really, the outside. You just can't do it with the inside guys, you know, the defensive tackles. But you can do it with your linebackers, middle linebackers, and make that Mabel look. You've probably seen a lot of people on Twitch mixing that up, and that's what we call the Mabel. To make sure you cover the flat, the out, and the corner, you have these purples there. And those are the zones and the positions that they play in the field. Like I said, that's the Mabel look. If y'all have any questions, this is my first tip video. I pulled this tip question from one of my people in my chat. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Listen, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all really want to know or get some tips on. You know, I would love to start posting some videos about blitzing. That's one of my specialties. If y'all want to ask me about blitzing and defense. I know some offense, I know some defenses, but my specialty is defense. I love defense. I love cooking up some heat. I love mixing some adjustments. Some people might not know about blitzing concept, when to blitz, where to blitz, and stuff like that. If those are videos that y'all want to see, leave a comment below and let me know what y'all would want to know about, about maybe manning people up, making some adjustments, how to really get adjusted on defense. I don't know. What's a defensive formation that you like and you want to see, hey, is this a good defense that I like to run? Can I cook up some heat out of it? I don't know. Like I said, you guys leave a comment. Let me know what y'all want, because at the end of the day, these videos are for you guys, to help you guys out and what y'all want to learn from me, OneGreatUser, as part of HuddleGG YouTube. So just leave a comment below. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, y'all can follow me on Twitch or YouTube. And as always, make sure you subscribe to HuddleGG. Get the game plan. And I'll see you guys next week.